Hello and welcome to part 81. In this video, we will understand what is multi-threading. Multi-threading is one of the important concepts that you need to understand as a developer. And in this video, we will understand each and every concept about multi-threading. Before going too deep in multi-threading, let's first understand what is multitasking. As the name says, multitasking means performing multiple tasks simultaneously. Windows operating system is a multitasking operating system. It means it has the ability to run multiple programs at the same time. If you look at this picture, or maybe if you open Task Manager, you can see in your Task Manager how many applications are currently running. Windows operating system is currently running Microsoft Word, Notepad, Google Chrome, Snipping Tool, and many other applications. That is possible because Windows operating system is a multitasking operating system. Multitasking is a fundamental feature of modern operating system and plays an important role in improving computers' efficiency, responsiveness, and usability. Operating system uses processes to run multiple tasks, right? For each and every application, operating system has created processes. Correct? So we can say a process is a part of the operating system that is responsible for executing the program or application. We can say process is the smallest unit of work in computer system execution, right? Because it facilitates the execution of the program by providing the resources required. Because each process will require some RAM and some memory, right? So those resources will be provided by operating system, and each process will have their process ID also. If you look at your task manager, you can see all the processes which are running currently, right? And each process is having a particular process ID, which is defined as PID also. So what do we understand till now, right? First, we have operating system, right? Inside operating system, we have processes. And process is something that will run our application, right? Now let's understand what is a thread. Thread in general is a lightweight process. A process has at least one thread, which is commonly called as main thread or worker thread, which is actually responsible to execute the application code. So each and every application must be having one thread. A single process can have multiple threads, right? Till now, whatever applications we have created, we have used single threads only. So all our application till now were single threaded. But in this video, we will create one multi-threaded application also. And please note, all the classes that are related to multi-threading are present in System.Threading namespace. So now let's go to Visual Studio and understand this with an example. I have opened up my Visual Studio. If you notice here, I have created two methods with timer 1 and timer 2. Let's see what timer 1 is doing. Timer 1 is executing a for loop that is starting from number 1 and it is going till number 10, and it is printing the number from 1 to 10. And I have added one sleep also. So after every execution, it will sleep for 1 second and then pick the next number. And once it has finished completing the printing of numbers, it will print timer 1 completed, right? Similarly, I have timer 2 also, but if you notice here, instead of going from 1 to 10, in this case, I'm going from 101 to 120. So I will be printing 20 numbers, right? And again, after printing each number, I have introduced a wait here of 1 second, right? And once all the 20 numbers are printed, I will be printing timer 2 completed. So what we were doing till now, we were executing the methods synchronously, meaning we were using the main thread only to execute our methods. Let's say I will execute timer 1 and timer 2. So if I run my program, you will notice the methods will run synchronously. I mean sequentially. First, timer 1 will complete. It will print all the 10 numbers, right? And after that, once timer 1 is completed, then only timer 2 will start and it will start printing the numbers. Okay. So now the requirement is I want to run these two timers parallelly. For that, we can make use of threads. Create a thread in C# is very easy. You can use thread class and give your thread a name. Let me call it T1 equal to new thread. Okay. And the thread object will need a parameter. In the parameter, we need to pass which task I will be running here, right? Because I have created this thread to run my timer 1. So let's pass timer 1 method here. Okay. Now the compilation error is gone and our thread is ready. But we have not started our thread yet. To start the thread, I need to invoke t1 dot start method. Once I do this, it will run my method timer1 on t1 thread, not on the main thread, right? Now my main thread is free and I can execute timer2 on my main thread. Let me do that. So I can just say timer2 now. And let me print main thread completed, right? Let's run the program. Now you can see timer 2 and timer 1 are running in parallel and we are seeing numbers from both the timers. So we are able to execute both the timer parallelly using threads. Okay, so this is how you can use multi-threads in C#. Okay, and what you can do, you can create a second thread for your timer 2 also. And now we can remove timer 2 method from our main thread. And now if I run my program, you will notice one thing. First of all, main thread is completed. Now our main execution is completed and still we have T1 and T2 in running state, right? So now our main thread is free to do any other task. And guys, if you want to debug your threads, it is very easy in C#. What you have to do, you have to start the debugging by clicking on this play button, or you can press F5. Once you click on this button, the debugging will start. And to open the threads window, what you can do, you can go to debug option or go to Windows, and here you will see the threads option. Using this, you can see how many threads are currently running in your application. If you notice here, currently I have only main thread running, correct? Let me put a breakpoint here, right? At this point, there are two threads running in my application, correct? Thread 1 and thread 2. Let me put a breakpoint here also and continue the program. If you notice now, there is timer 1 and timer 2. Two more threads are created, but I don't see any name for these two threads. But you can clearly see here, .NET has created two new threads for you. Now our application is currently running with three threads. One is the main thread that is automatically created by .NET whenever you start your application, and two more threads that are created by us. Let's do one thing. Let's provide some names also to our threads so that we can see that easily. To provide a name to a thread, what you can do, you can use the name property of thread object, name equal to my thread 1. Similarly, you can name your thread 2 also, t2 dot name equal to my thread 2. Okay. Now let's again put the breakpoints and run the application. Okay, so at this point at line number 11, you can see there is only one thread, correct? And if I continue my application, now you can see two more threads are created, and this time you can see my thread 1 and my thread 2 names are also showing up here, so we can easily identify our threads in this window. Okay guys, that's it for this video. In the next video, we will continue our discussion on multi-threading and understand some of the other important concepts around it.